Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about what are the different parts of the respiratory system, and today's class 2. In case you have missed class 1, I'll link it below in the description box as well as leave the link at the end of the video. Please do watch it because this is a continuation, because in the part 1 I have explained about what is the difference between breathing and respiration, and also a brief explanation about what are the different parts of the respiratory system. Today we are going to talk about whatever you see on the screen, and tomorrow I'll be explaining the mechanism of breathing as well as Boyle's law and what is it all about. How does oxygen go in? And you might be thinking, when you breathe, does the lung collapse, and what's preventing the collapse? So these are all things we are going to study tomorrow. So let's begin with today's class, which is about the parts of the respiratory system. So first we are going to talk about pharynx. So the part behind the nose is called nasopharynx, and the part behind the oral cavity is oropharynx, and behind the vocal cord is laryngopharynx. So as the name suggests itself, naso means nose, oro means oral cavity, and laryngo means larynx. So that is about pharynx. Now coming to larynx. Larynx is nothing but the voice box. That's where vocal cords are situated. We have spoken about this in yesterday's class, and I've told you about epiglottis. What is the function of the epiglottis? It covers the glottis. So if this is the epiglottis, this is the glottis. So it is like a covering. Okay. So if you open the epiglottis, you can see the glottis. So here you can see the epiglottis, and below you can see the hyoid bone. Okay, and then you see thyroid and trachea. One thing to remember about the hyoid bone is it does not articulate with any other bone. Okay, it does not articulate with any other bone. Okay, now coming to trachea. Trachea, we have studied that it's like incomplete C-shaped rings. Okay, they are not complete, and they are 16 to 20 in number. And that fifth thoracic vertebrae, it divides into two parts over here. You can see this, right, into right lung and left lung. So trachea divides into primary bronchi, then it divides into secondary bronchi, then it divides into tertiary bronchi, and finally bronchioles. Okay, now coming to alveoli. Alveoli is important because this is where the exchange of gases is happening. Alveoli is the grape-like structure that I've shown in yesterday's presentation. Please do check out. If in case you do not understand right now, it's because you need to understand what happened in yesterday's class. So here, this is alveoli. I told you that there is exchange of gases. See, breathing is a process where you take oxygen in and give out carbon dioxide, whereas respiration is a biochemical process. So what is happening in respiration? It is a biological and a chemical process. Now, what does that mean is, whatever we have eaten, it is stored in the form of glucose. And what happens in respiration process is the glucose reacts with the oxygen, and it is broken down into ATP, which is nothing but adenosine triphosphate, which is like the powerhouse of the cell. That gives us energy to do anything. Okay, so that whole process is happening in the cell organelles. Okay, now there is exchange of gases, I'm saying, between alveoli and blood capillaries. So this is blood capillary. Okay, so oxygen is going in, carbon dioxide is going the other way. Okay, so this is the normal process. Now, what you need to know about alveoli is the type of epithelium is simple squamous epithelium. And remember one thing, whenever there is exchange of gases, exchange of nutrients, or exchange of waste materials, whenever there is a transfer of substances, then the type of epithelium is usually simple squamous. Okay, now as the blood capillaries over here, it is made up of squamous cell endothelium because it is derived from endoderm. Okay, so we are clear till here, and then here you see basement membrane, and it is a cellular in function. Okay, now another thing to remember in this alveoli is it has some special type of cells without which our lungs can collapse. If these cells are not there, your lungs will just collapse. They are in their place mainly because of these cells. Okay, now what are those cells? Those are nothing but lecithin and sphingomyelin. So these both are surfactants that prevents the lung from collapsing. Okay, now you learn about it more in tomorrow's class. For now, remember that these are surfactants. They increase the surface area. So what is happening is basically your lungs are like this, right? They are not like balloon where they're just collapsing, right? That is all happening because of a different kinds of laws playing a role, which I'll be explaining tomorrow. So right now, let us have a quick recap about what we have studied. About pharynx, we studied that the part of pharynx behind the nose is nasopharynx, behind the oral cavity is oropharynx, behind the vocal cord is laryngopharynx. In larynx, glottis covers the epiglottis, and then hyoid bone, it does not articulate with any other bone. Then we have trachea and bronchioles. Trachea divides at fifth thoracic vertebrae into primary bronchi, it divides into secondary bronchi, and then it further divides into tertiary bronchi, and finally terminal bronchioles. Now coming to alveoli, we can see that alveoli have a special type of cell called surfactants. They are mainly lecithin and sphingomyelin. They prevent the lung from collapsing. Okay, then we have basement membrane, that is acellular, and below we have the blood capillaries. So there is exchange of gases between alveoli and blood capillaries. From alveoli, oxygen reaches the blood capillaries, and then carbon dioxide from here goes the other way. Okay, the type of epithelium in the alveoli is simple squamous epithelium, and the type of endothelium in the blood capillaries is squamous cell endothelium. So I hope you have understood today's class. In case you have any questions, you can always leave me a comment. I'll be very happy to answer that. And if you have any questions, you can always leave it and I'll get back to you. And if you need any notes on this topic, please let me know. I'll be very happy to share that. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned to my channel. Thank you.